So also guys, what you want to be doing is just making sure that you can go and deliver content very quickly online, and making sure that you can also just dwell upon making sure that your life is much greater in a way that you're enjoying yourself, and making sure that you can go and use two phones to get on Mega Drive, and so you can go and relate content with the duration and time effect to make sure that you understand what file you are uploading online and which file is which by the time and duration. So that's the whole point, is to make sure that you have all the content that you need to succeed with. So that's why I'm always delivering content, because I understand that what's important for myself over here is to make sure I have more enough to deliver you a greater content for myself. So make sure you're never deleting any content until you double check everything, and so you can really do greater. Alright, so what I'm doing here is I'm just making sure I'm just relaying content with the content I have here. So I'm actually just going where the fast internet is around my biological dad's house, and I'm just sitting here just relaxing and just being able to do something greater for myself in a way that everything's working out. So I want to be making sure that I'm always delivering that content that you guys need. So I'm making sure anyway that what I do now is I just do this content, or I just do this audio content now, and I'm making sure anyway that I want to be able to pronounce myself much better, and I want to be able to do something greater now in a way that I'm learning very quickly upon the art of persuasion, in a way that I'm learning how to talk to you while I'm also developing skills in other talents of what I'm doing, to make sure I'm learning very quickly upon my life. And uploading content now is a priority for myself, to be able to deliver something of high intent, to make sure that I'm really getting ahead of the crowd now, because I want to be making sure that no matter what, that my life is straightforward, much better than other people's lives, so I can go and dwell upon a better life for myself. So I understand the internet over here is much faster and much more appropriate, which is in my biological dad's living room over here. I mean, it's right next to the actual Wi-Fi connection over here, so I'm understanding that no matter what, I need to be able to just be doing a greater life for myself regardless of what's going on. And I'll always check my Nice and Beautiful Instagram to see who's watching me and what's going on. And I'm making sure I'm always checking my Nice and Beautiful events page as well. I want to be looking at the news. I want to be looking at the new way of whatever I'm doing, to make sure I'm always updating myself in different ways. And I'm making sure I go into my Facebook page, I invite the list of people in my Facebook page, and I invite everybody to come and like my page, for example, on Instagram, so I can have a greater audience, for example. So the whole point is making sure that you can do that for yourself, so you can go and really dwell upon what's happening, and also check your events page. I love it. Of it's very important to see who's actually showing up to your events. I have 4 actually coming to my events over here on Facebook, and also 3 are curious about the event. So I'm understanding anyway that I want to just make sure that I do greater for myself, and as I do greater, I'm just focusing on making sure that I can see exactly who's coming along and who's never coming and who's coming. So I'm understanding that some people are coming over here. I understand some Serbian people over here who are actually coming, and some other people are curious about me as well. So I understand anyway that since I'm actually doing something to improve my life, I'm making sure I'm doing something to just enjoy myself along the way, because I have 7 people who are curious about my event over here. I mean, it's $200 per ticket, and I have 7 people who are curious about it. I realize anyway, since I'm actually doing that, I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly about what's happening in terms of life. So I'm actually just going and dwelling upon going into my actual Facebook page over here, and I'm making sure that I can go and invite people. I want to invite people quickly to my events over here, and I want to make sure that no matter what, that way I just have extra to do in a way that I'm doing better. And as I do better, I want to invite people to my Nice and Beautiful events page over here, so that way I understand that what I want to be doing is a greater life, and I want to just invite people just randomly to come and like my page. So I have 1,573 people I want to invite, and I just send all them invites. I send everybody an invite, to like my page, and that way people are growing my page because I'm growing my page. And then either way, I promise you that no matter what, I realize now I want to go and check my Instagram over here. I'm talking much better, I'm doing much better. I have 10 people who are showing up to see my page over here. I have some new people over here who I have seen before, but they're coming back to see me now. I understand it's because I'm very, let's say, attractive, and that's why they want to see me and be around me. So I'm understanding anyway. I have some Serbian people who are actually coming to see me over here, and anyway, because of that, I realized that it's just an attraction factor. I mean, people just want to see what I'm up to. I love it. Apparently, because I understand how to really grow myself in different ways, I'm making sure I'm always delivering content fast and proactively, and making sure that no matter what, I'm fast into what I need to do to succeed. Because that's the whole point of being able to just spark attention for yourself to grow. I mean, spark yourself to be the best in the world for what you're doing, so you can understand whatever's happening around you and how you're actually growing. Unfortunately, that's all that you have to understand. So just be able to look at yourself really and be able to finish the 100 photos that you upload into Instagram every single day, and then just look at it and just be admiring yourself in a way that you're learning very quickly upon the art of attraction with yourself and other people and what's going on around the world very quickly, so you can understand to catch up with my words here over here. So I'm understanding every single day that when I speak so fast that you have to really, really be so much more curious about what's said in terms of life, so I can realize every single day to grow you and everyone. I mean, I have to grow you and everybody every single day. So the whole point is making sure that you are never slowing down, but I'm faster in my communication because I'm learning very quickly upon what to do in daily life and how to actually be much more than anything else. So the whole point for me is just to make sure that I'm learning very quickly upon how to do greater overall. So as I do greater overall, I'm focusing on something greater for myself, and that's it. I'm just making sure I can go and grow myself. I mean, what I want to do now is, since I have an Instagram coming up, I have to upload some content. I have to also eat something. I have to go and drink something as well. And I have to make sure anyway that I'm just relaxing now. I understand it's 12:43 a.m. in the morning. I'm doing my audio program. I'm making sure that no matter what, I have my Instagram photos coming up now. So I want to be able to just go and do that now, because I understand either way that what's important for myself is just to relax and just go and do my Instagram now in a way that I'm really, really learning that no matter what I do, that I have some time. I have some time to do it. But what I want to do now is I want to make some nice and beautiful food and drink. And since that's the case, I realize I'm never losing time. I'm never losing money. I'm just enjoying my life now much greater. I have much more abundance in what I'm doing. I'm much more able to produce music now. So I'm just making food and drink. I'm making myself some nice and beautiful noodles. I want to eat some noodles. And I understand that from that point, I want to go and just relax. I understand that if I make some rice now, probably it's the best occasion for me to make some rice as well. And I just go and make some food and drink. And then tomorrow, in terms of today, I just go to the shop. I go to the shop. I also make sure to go into Centrelink today. I'll go and do some reporting. And why is that? Because I have to receive some nice and beautiful income. And that's why. So every single day I make sure that no matter what, that I'm just doing what I need to do to make sure I can live life. So that way I understand that no matter what, that I'll never rely on the government long term to be able to live my life. But they're doing it to everybody. I mean, they go and print money and then try to make you a slave. I mean, in a sense, so what you do is, if you're tying a shoelace, then tie a shoelace with two hands, always. And why? Because two hands is actually going to be much greater for you in terms of being able to tie a shoelace than one hand. I mean, in a sense, but everything is one. I mean, in a sense, make sure you never cut off your hands or anything like that. But make sure you're always precisely making sure that you're doing greater for yourself. And that way you're just doing greater in terms of what you want. And because you're doing greater, you're just making sure you're firing up for the occasion to go and promote yourself and your business cards. And then along the way, you're just making sure that you go and give the money where you need to, so that you have more than enough money to succeed with. Really making sure that no matter what, that you just go and really grow yourself to shower before bed as well. So that way you're just doing content along the way, and you're making sure all the time to just go and do the best you can every single day. I promise you that's all you have to do. But never be cocky, but make sure that you have your word I, and just stick to the word I, because that's what you are really. I mean, you guys are the word I today. So just make sure that no matter what you're doing, that you show people what you're doing and why you're doing it, and that way you really get to enjoy your life differently. So I understand that no matter what, I'm always learning something quick, and since I'm actually learning quickly, I'm making sure that no matter what, I have more than enough of what I need to succeed with. I'm making sure no matter what, that my life is moving forward now very quickly, and I'm making sure it's because of the communicational skills that I have. And now I want to check also my finances as well, to be able to count it daily. So I count my actual finances daily, so I can go and dwell upon something better for myself. So making sure I'm always looking at the transactions, and making sure I understand I have 18 days until my event. I'm making sure I can see my money over here. I have 297 plus 4 plus 17. I have $318. I say 318 plus 365 in terms of 318 plus 635. I say minus 500. I say 453 divided by 18. I have 25 bucks a day for the next 18 days. And now, anyway, guys, you must understand I have more than that in my words. So the more I give you the words, the better. I mean, the whole point of the show over here is that's how I calculate my finances. So I already see for the next 18 days I have $25 a day. I mean, the same, but it's more than enough for me because I'm single anyway. I eat $10 a day in food, and I have 15 bucks a day extra to go to the swimming pools, or to give petrol money, or to give my biological dad some money, or to do whatever I need to do. I mean, say I go to the city, I do some busking performances with 15 bucks. I go somewhere, I do something. I mean, I give some nice and beautiful money to my subscriptions and stuff like that. So anyway, I realize everything else is scrap material in a way that I'm learning much more about everything, and I'm making sure no matter what, that now, since I'm understanding to have more money, I understand the money is in the actual words I'm giving you. So what I'm doing now is I'm going online to just see my YouTube channel, so I can just focus upon going and making food as well quickly, so I can just do something greater for myself. And all night today, in terms of all day today, I've been making music. I've been making music, but the music I'm making is amazing. I mean, wow. I mean, just to be able to make that kind of music like I Dinotopia and Ozonify and I Thou Shall Never Kill, I'm pretty sure that's the best kind of music I've ever made in my life. I'm just somebody who now understands exactly what's going on. I understand exactly what's going on in the music scene now. I'm much more, let's say, I'm much more in a preoccupying way of occupation around what's happening around the world. I check also the news channels to see what's going on, for example. So I'm making sure to understand that Sydney right now has COVID restrictions again, and I'm making sure that I have no COVID restrictions over here. But I'm making sure I go and grow myself quickly, because the whole point for me is to be able to study much more and to be able to do something greater for myself. So since I'm actually doing something nice and beautiful now, I'm making sure I'm just taking my time in a way that I'm never losing time. And I'm just enjoying my life. I'm enjoying my life in different ways of whatever's going on. I'm reading the news. I'm reading everything that's going on. I'm making sure that no matter what, that I want to be at the nice and beautiful way of life, to be making a appearance in terms of an appearance somewhere, so I can go and do some greater nice and beautiful ways of life. But since the actual restrictions are back in place in Sydney, that means that the nightclubs are already, let's say, gone, and they're closing the nightclubs again. So anyway, I realize it never stops me from doing my music and what I need to do around daily life. So making sure anyway that I go and just enjoy myself, and that's it. Apparently it's more about that. Apparently it's more about making sure I have everything I ever do. I make sure all the time I go and check Twitter, for example. I check Twitter, I check my Gmail account, and I go to see my actual account in Gmails to see if anybody's messaging me. So anyway, I promise you that the whole point is I never need other people to message me. I make sure I just go and do my contents in a way that I'm moving forward very quickly. I'm making sure I have more than enough of what I need to succeed. And I'm making sure I just go and check my other content over here. I'm making sure I have to upload some content as well. I make sure I go and upload this content over here. I go sit over there where the Wi-Fi is so I can see how exactly fast is my Wi-Fi connection. So it's actually my biological dad's Wi-Fi connection, but anyway, I'm just using it temporarily. I'll say temporarily. Or else temporarily. So anyway, or else if you want to go and read something, then just go read daily about what you need to study and what you need to succeed with daily. So you can focus upon understanding yourself and understanding God and Jesus Christ and what's happening around Jesus Christ today every single day. And then focus upon making sure that you're just understanding your life and understand how tough it can be and how difficult it can be in life. I've been through difficulty, I've been through adversity in my life. And I was a smoker, I was so fat, I was such a meat eater, I was such a pest in the way that I was a drug addict, I was losing time, I wasn't doing much to help my life move forward, I wasn't communicating more. I wasn't communicating in a way that I was meant to help me. So I'm still helping me. I'm helping all the people in the planet. But I wasn't helping myself intentionally to speak more words intentionally. So now I'm just also just enjoying myself so I can see what's going on. So as I really read something, I'm just doing something to do my life. I realized some guys asking me why am I posting audios on YouTube and never the videos. Actually, I'm posting videos, but I'm posting something else at the moment because I have audio programs happening. And the whole point for me to be able to go and do some content for myself, to be able to lift myself right now, is because I understand anyway that this gentleman over here is really being curious about me. So I understand anyway that I can just go and reply to him and say, hey, unfortunately, it's much more about making sure that you're just getting ahead anyway. So make sure that no matter what, that you learn much more about life, and just tell them to come to the seminar, and that's why you're going to answer those questions. And that's why you're understanding that when people are asking you questions, then just say, come to my event and I'll answer your questions, and that's it. I mean, like this, you're making money from them. So this individual wants to give me $200. So why answer his question when I can say, hey, just come to my event, I'll answer your question there. I just answer your question there, because that way I have $200 straight away. I see, so now I'm just enjoying myself and making sure I go make some food now. I'm making sure either way that what you can do is tie up your shoelaces, and make sure anyway that if you tie up your shoelaces, then that means you're never going to trip over your footsteps, and that way you're understanding that no matter what, that you're learning very quickly up a con in terms of becoming a nice and beautiful individual who is never a con but a pro, and making sure that no matter what, that you're learning much more the pros and cons of life, and just learn everything about everything, because everything's positive. I mean, the cons are positive because you can stay away from that. You can stay away from the negative aspects of life, and that's why it's so positive, isn't it? Now, the whole point is I'm making sure that my life is getting ahead. So as I get ahead, I shall succeed, because I do what I need to do to make sure that my communicational skills is fast and appropriate, so I can actually study upon what I need to do. But I understand that there's a big relief in my heart, because I understand that I can create music. I can make something happen. And because I make music happen now, I'm making sure first I want to go and make the rice over here. I'll make the rice over here, so I love it. Actually, once I make the rice, I understand anyway that it's much more how I feel to just do that for now. And I also want to go and wash my dishes over here. I want to make sure I make some noodles, but that's how I'm actually doing it. And I'm making sure anyway that you guys just never drop food or drink on the floor or anything like that, so you actually never have to waste food and drink. So just make sure you're eating all the leftovers that you have, or all the food and drink you make, just make it in a way that you can finish it off, and that's it. And now if you never finish your food and drink, then you never have to finish your food and drink, but just understand that you have always food and drink on the table. Sometimes I go without even finishing my food and drink. Why is that? Because I realize something, that I understand that when you're too full to have food and drink in your life, then just give it to the dogs. Otherwise, I mean, the sense, so just never ever be shifty about life. I mean, just be able to give people what they need, and just be able to understand that if people want to talk to you, then go and talk to them. I mean, understand that they may be just honest with you, and since they're honest with you, I'm honest also with them as well. I'm very honest individual every single day. I'm making sure that I touch people with my music and audio content and whatever I'm doing in daily life to make sure I'm very successful. And that way I'm just enjoying myself and what I do daily, because I need to make sure that no matter what, that I have some guy on Snapchat and he's saying how videos is much better to make than audio production. And I agree with that. I agree that more views happens with videos than actual audios. But the thing is that because I do a lot of audios, now I can get ahead of the crowd and get more views as well. I mean, that's what that guy never sees. He never sees how I do more audio content today, and he never sees why he needs to do audio content much more than video work. I mean, I mean, guys, you must understand that in today's life, audio is ruling the world. Audio alone is ruling the world. I promise you, because audio is in videos, and any video that you upload online has to be much more in, let's say, data and space and gigabytes. I mean, let's just say 1 hour video is 7 gigabytes, but a 1 hour audio session of just audio and without the video is 200 megabytes. So what do you want to upload online? I mean, do you want to upload 200 megabytes online, or do you want to upload 7 gigabytes online? I mean, of course you want to upload 200 gigabytes, man. I mean, in a sense, so that's why audio is very excellent, because with audio, you can be uploading very quickly online about what you're doing in daily life. And that way you're just enjoying yourself and you're enjoying your nice and beautiful time, and you're just making sure that you can go and grow yourself in daily life, and you're just making sure that you have more than enough in daily life to do whatever it is. But if they never want to show up to your event because you never did answer their question, then guess what? I mean, then they never deserve. You understand? Or if they want to give you money, then they deserve you. I mean, do you understand? I mean, that guy believes that I'll be messaging him for the rest of my life. I mean, understand? I mean, guess what? I realize I have something better to do than that individual. I mean, so make sure you're always understanding that just because somebody wants to give you some money, that you never be their pet slave. I mean, never be their pet slave, man. I mean, understand? I mean, just make sure anyway that you keep the customer. So make sure you reply to them in a way that you're never a pet slave to money. So if they are trying to give you some money, then reply to them all the way. And guess what? I mean, if you answer their questions, it's much better that you understand this. If you answer their questions, you win. But if you never answer their questions, then guess what? It's much more how you must understand them. It's much more how they feel that they need to either come to your events or never get their answer right away. I mean, in a sense, what you need to do is, if you answer their questions right away, then they are much more likely to come to your event. But if you never answer their questions, then guess what happens? I mean, then you actually look like somebody who is trying to, let's say, grab their money only. Oh, I mean, in a sense, but that's what it is. I mean, in a sense, so what you do is realize this. So you just answer their questions. I mean, just be able to answer them questions, and that way you never look like some individual who wants to just grab their money. I mean, understand? Because otherwise, just never fucking reply to them at all. I mean, understand? Because if you reply to them, oh, just come to my event, I mean, guess what, bro? Then it seems like you just want their money. I mean, understand? But you actually want to give them information, otherwise. Bro, it's much more how I want to give him information, but when he comes to see me face to face, bro, you understand? Bro, why is that? Because why not? I mean, why not? I mean, understand? And now, is that the way you're meant to be? I mean, are you meant to be answering questions face to face? I mean, yeah, why not? I mean, that's the best way, yeah? I mean, the best way is to understand that Jesus Christ goes and answers their questions right away. I understand? I mean, if you can answer their questions right away without plastic money, in the picture, then make sure you understand that's the best way. So what you do is just be able to grow yourself and never be ashamed in terms of never being ashamed for wanting to get some more money. I mean, in a sense, so if you direct somebody to say, hey, come to my event and I'll answer your question, I mean, just make sure you never ever reply to those people again. I mean, if you want to ask them for money, then make sure that you understand they're aware of it. Then never again ask them for money. I mean, never ask somebody for money over and over again, because they are yet to give you the money. I mean, if you stop asking them and just ask them once instead of 10 times, I mean, guess what? Once if you ask them 50 million times for the money, I mean, then you look like an idiot. I mean, you understand? I mean, do you really? I mean, what's much better? I mean, is it really to ask them 50 million times for the money or one time? I mean, one time's more enough. Alright, now, with this kid over here, I understand that anyway. Alright, I get my phone out. I just say, anyway, what's important is making sure you have a great attitude for yourself. So if you're delivering content and you're making sure that you grow up and you're doing something of high interest and you're making sure that you grow yourself, just make sure that you reply and just make sure you say, hey, this is why, all the time. I mean, guys, if you're actually curious about understanding something about life, I'm never a slave for money. I'm making sure you understand straight away that if you want to do something greater, then just be able to go and be very curious about what you're doing right now in a way that you want to be able to just never procrastinate, but understand that regardless of other people, I'm successful because I do more content than them. I speak more than them. I have more money than them. I do greater than them in every area of life. In every single area of life, I do better than them in life. I mean, the same because I'm somebody who understands how to grow and I understand how to communicate really, really fast. And that way I'm always making sure I'm ahead of the game. So what I need to do now is I need to just continue my road into happiness, and I need to be able to just keep going upon what I'm doing. Because what I'm doing right now is something greater, and I want to be making sure anyway that I'm just learning very quickly upon the art of my life to just grow myself in different ways, to love what I'm doing. I have to be loving what I'm doing. I have to be making sure that I have more than enough freedom and success and love and happiness and passion to grow myself in different ways, to make sure that you guys have what you deserve, because what you guys deserve is a greater moment in happiness. So if you understand how to be happy, then you have to understand how to really, really talk it up as well. And you must understand that no matter what, I'm always looking for ways to grow myself in different ways, and I'm learning what I need to do every single day to succeed, because the whole point is making sure that you must stay curious about yourself. So make sure you're always looking for the emphasis of life. So make sure you're always typing in a way that you type in a way that's actually never boring and just something that's actually working. I see the main thing that people are asking for really when they're asking you for information is a positive response. I mean, if you never answer them, but you give them a positive reply, probably you already gave them the answer. I mean, you already gave them the answer. Even if you never answer them really, and you're very positive with them, then guess what? I mean, you're already giving the answer. I mean, so what you do is never answer to anybody, but just give them positive replies all the time. I mean, give them a positive reply, and that way you have everything. Because what you need to do all the time is love yourself. I'm always looking for some improvement. I'm making sure that today my nice and beautiful content is going up very quickly. I'm making sure I eat. I'm making sure I do some nice and beautiful content. I have plenty of time, but I've been making music all day. And now, because I've been making music all day, I promise you it's worth it for me, because I make much more in what I need. And it's never about the money. I mean, it's never about how much money I'm going to make from you. I mean, it's never about the money I'm making from you. I mean, it's never about the money I'm making from other people. I never care about that money. I care about the money I can make with you. You understand? I never make money from you. I make money with you. And there's a big difference. I mean, most people are chasing other people's money. I'm chasing money through Jesus Christ. I mean, there's a big difference. And how do I chase money? I go and communicate directly to everybody. While everybody else is never trying to communicate to everybody. They're just trying to make the money and never through communication. But I go through the communication and then I make the money, because the money comes in the communicational skills. I mean, when you can talk and you can lead and you can be in front of a crowd, then you can make money. But when you have no potential to even step up in front of tens and thousands of people and you're so afraid, then of course you never make money. I mean, the only way to make money is to be able to have talent about something. So I have talent about music. I have talent about talking to you in this program. I have talents about life coaching and about something about life. I mean, other people have no talents. I mean, they have no purpose. I mean, they have nothing to do. And that's why I'm making these seminars and I'm charging $200 per ticket. I'm never dropping below $200 per ticket. Ever. I never care about you if you never want to give me $200. I mean, you understand? Which the whole point is understand. I care so much to give you free content online. I mean, the least you can do is give me $200. I mean, in a sense, so every single day when I focus upon loving my life and doing something greater every single day, I'm looking to have better communication with everybody. So the whole point of replying to people is just reply in a way that you're positive about everything. I mean, be so positive and that's it. I mean, if you're positive, then you're always winning when you're positive. I mean, positive replies, always. I mean, if somebody's angry at you, then you give them a positive reply about that. I say, I agree with you, sir, but guess what? I understand that since you are in this position, I'm here to help you. I'm never here to disturb you. And then guess what? Then go and lead the conversation and say, hey, I understand you, sir, but guess what? I want to solve your problem. I mean, what question do you have? Let me go and actually answer your question over here and your problem, because you guys have no problems when I'm here. I mean, understand? And that way you understand straight away that they feel safe right now because you're saying that. I mean, you're saying for everybody to be safe with you. I mean, you're saying that you're the individual who's helping them grow. I mean, in a sense, so that way, either way, you're giving them knowledge about you and you're never afraid to step up in front of a crowd, because that way you understand straight away that you deserve much more. So I'm understanding that it's getting cold around here. So I want to go quickly to get a jumper and have a jumper on. And also I want to drink some soy milk, because I understand I want to get some energy and I want to drink some water too. So I'm realizing that anyway, you must understand straight away to just focus on yourself in a way that you're growing yourself. And it's been a long time coming since I've been this way, and I've never been this way before. But I'm understanding anyway that since I was a baby before, and I'm still a baby, I understand when I first came into the world, I feel like that. I feel exactly like that this way. But I'm just smarter now. I'm just much more in wisdom about the world around me, and I just have a greater world around me, because I'm always focusing on something new. I'm always focusing on a better way. Or else either way, guys, I understand that I do never have a broken screen or anything, but making sure you understand that when I really do something to help myself, I'm making sure I place my selfie stick in a way that it's on the table while I'm actually dressing up with my jumper over here. So I'm understanding that you guys straight away can hear me, because I'm just dwelling upon a better way for myself to improve my communicational skills, because the whole point is making sure that you can grow yourself in different ways. And then as I grow myself in different ways, I'm planning my life differently. And that way I'm very fast in the notion of public speaking and doing content around the world very quickly. So as I'm very much more fortunate than other people now, because I can speak and I can talk and I can go and really do what I need to do before 30 years of age. Before 30 years of age. I'm just 28 years of age now. But I'm learning very quickly upon how to actually live this life much greater now. And that way I'm ahead of the crowd, because I'm willing to talk more. And I'm willing to just turn on the audio program and just fucking talk all day. I mean, you understand? And that's why I'm learning very quickly upon how to actually do life much greater. And making sure that no matter what, that I have more than enough. So what I do is I use my nice and beautiful hoodie, and I place a hoodie on, and I make sure I'm very much alive. I'm alive and better than well in life. I'm making sure that I have plenty of success happening in my life, because it's the words. The words is something that makes me drive myself to success all the time. So what I want to do now is I want to write a list of aspects of life down I want to write a list of stuff to do for myself in the next hours, and then just make a little checklist over here. And what I want to do is I want to upload. I just say upload Instagram. I'll say upload Instagram content. I just say I upload Instagram contents. I eat. I have to eat. I just say I eat and drink. I also have to have a shower. I shower. I shower and groom. I audio content. I'm doing audio content now. I'm also somebody who needs to go and sleep. I understand with sleep and everything. I can sleep, but I never need to sleep. I realize now what I need to do also is with sleeping, I never look forward to sleeping. And why is that? Now, if you're looking forward to life, then is it the best way? Yeah. But with sleeping, I am already awake. I never need to sleep. But I love to sleep. I never dislike anything, but I'm never looking forward to, let's say, working a 9 to 5 job, for example. I mean, why is that? Because I never need to work a 9 to 5 job. Why look forward to a 9 to 5 job? Why look forward to sleeping? It's the same thing, isn't it? Why look forward to killing people? I never go looking forward to kill people. Understand? So, so the whole point for myself, in terms of for myself, is to make sure that you guys have more content. So I'm actually understanding I never need sleep. I want to go as much as I can without sleep. I can do Netflix. I can do Netflix. I can do physical writing. I can do physical writing. I can re-listen to music. I can re-listen to my music I made. Alright, anyway, I just want you guys to quickly understand that anyway, I just wrote a list of everything down. I wrote a list of everything down. And now for myself, I understand that when I'm writing lists down into my phone, I want to just write it with 2 phones in terms of 2 hands. And I want to be able to use both of my hands in life. So I have only one aspect of life altogether. I'm making sure that you guys understand quickly what I've done in terms of writing over here. I can also go and read something with mentors. I can go and send people content on social media. I can inspire people on social media by sending them content. I can make music. I can re-listen to my music I made. I can do some physical writing. I can do some Netflix. And let it be. Although I would use both hands all the time to write on my phones, always now. Because that way I'm doing greater. I'm making sure no matter what that I have more than enough success right now to deliver a greater content fuel production. And that way I'm learning very quickly upon what I need to do. But as I succeed, I go and dwell upon something greater for myself, where I'm learning very quickly upon how people are viewing me today, and they view me much more as somebody who is excellent in the field of what I do. And that way I'm always understanding that I need to rotate my words in a way that is helping me grow, because if you want to communicate with yourself and other people, then you must learn how it is to grow yourself and other people along the way, by making sure that you have more than enough success daily. But understand how other people are very much losing upon life, and they believe they're superstars. And guess what? Actually, they're nothing close to Danny Milivojevic. Why is that? Because Danny Milivojevic teaches you far more than they do. I teach you far more about life than they do. You understand? And that's why I win extra rewards with you daily, because I'm willing to teach you every trick in the book. And that way I'm understanding that I'm learning very quickly upon my life and what I need to do to succeed. Because that's what you need to do. That's what you need to do to succeed, which is what I do. But if you have a kettle of water, then make sure that you're never pouring water on a bowl where there's a phone underneath the bowl. Understand? So place your technology in your pocket while you're pouring water into a bowl, so you can do greater for yourself overall, and so you can dwell upon a greater life for yourself. So the whole point is making sure that if you're dwelling upon something that's greater thinking for yourself, then be honest with yourself and love your life in a way that's actually working for you. So be honest with everything that you are, and just honestly just grow yourself in different ways. But I'm understanding that if you grow yourself differently and if you really encourage yourself to grow, then you're actually always doing greater. You have to understand anyway that what I do with this nice and beautiful way of life over here, I'm understanding that yes, it's actually hot water over here. I'm understanding that the kettle over here is hot. But I'm understanding it's some kind of warm water. So is warm water enough? Let's have a look. I'm pretty sure I'd give it a test. I'm understanding that what I do now is I can make a new water over here. I can do it, but shall I do it? I understand anyway. I just let it be. I let it be because I feel that the water I have over here, I understand it can be more enough for me to make food over here in terms of my noodles. So I just give it a go. And I test everything out. I test notions, I test theories, I test making sure that you guys have everything that you deserve in daily life. So making sure I'm just rotating the rice in the pasta in terms of the saucepan. And I'm making sure that no matter what, that I have my hoodie on right now because it's cold outside. And I'm actually just learning very quickly that yes, I understand how alone I am. I understand that nobody else can fulfill me. I'm making sure I'm learning quickly upon what I'm doing very quickly. I'm understanding that no matter what, I'm just learning that my bowl to that just came from Lightning Ridge over there in Australia. And Lightning Ridge is about 700 kilometers or more away from where I am now. So I went for a drive over there to speak, in terms of to sing his music over there. So I'm actually just learning very quickly upon just doing life in different ways, and I'm looking to just see what's happening. I'm making sure that I'm just learning very quickly upon doing my life in different ways. So I'm actually just learning what I need to do to succeed differently, and I'm learning always how to succeed. I'm just learning always to make sure that if you really pronounce yourself much better and you're learning how quick you can actually do something to succeed, then you're actually learning very quickly upon the notion of being more successful. So just learn very quickly upon what it is that makes you successful in different ways, and then you're actually learning very quickly upon actual communication skills, in terms of communicational skills with yourself. And that way you just learn what you need to do very quickly on your life, and that way you're just making sure that you have more than enough success with yourself, because anything that's successful today understands how to talk, and if you can talk with yourself and other people, then you can always be much more of what you need to be in life. Approach now, since I'm understanding that I'm learning very quickly upon my life over here in ways that I'm learning how to grow, I'm learning the true art of favor with myself, and I'm talking to myself far more than other people. And why is that? Because I deserve success, and I deserve to be able to be around myself all in my life. So I'm always focusing on making sure I can do something today to help myself succeed, so I can go and deliver content in ways that's helping me grow. So that's the whole point, guys, and the whole point is making sure that you're learning very quickly upon what's happening around the world. So that's more enough. And I'm making sure that I just learn very quickly upon what's happening. So the warm water over there, in terms of where I was pouring in the noodles over there, is something that I have to do it all over again. And I'm understanding that it's just because warm water is never enough to spark the actual noodles to be able to soften up. So make sure you understand that you go and put the tea kettle on again and make it very boiling water, so the noodles can actually be in your favor in a way that you're growing, and you're actually learning very quickly upon what you need to do to grow. But I'm hearing all the time how people are talking about how I'm a star and how I'm actually doing greater than them. and people can see it. I mean, people can just see how great my status is right now. And it's because I choose to grow. I choose to make sure I'm learning quickly about what I'm doing. And because I'm learning quickly, I'm making sure I'm more successful. I'm doing something incredible with myself. I'm making sure that no matter what, I have more than enough time to succeed with myself and do what I need to do to succeed. And that way I'm just learning. I'm learning the game. I'm learning the game of art with myself. I'm doing the best I can all the time. I'm making sure no matter what that you have everything you deserve all the time in different ways, because the only way of communication is difference, and you have to have a difference in life in different ways. You have to do life. I love life. I promise you, because I love my life so much, to be able to go and dwell upon something that helps me grow in different ways, I'm making sure no matter what that I always have the best intentions. I have the best intentions for everybody all the time, because you need to have that kind of feel effect with yourself all the time to be able to dwell upon making sure that everybody's more successful in your life. And that way, no matter what, you're always somebody much more inspirational when you can help people to do that for yourself. And then make sure either way that you're just growing yourself regardless, and you're making sure that you can read up with mentors if you want, and you can go and talk all day long, or you can talk all night long, in a way that you devour your communicational skills, in a way you're learning and growing yourself, and that way you're planning. I mean, you're planning your life in different ways, and you're making sure you're just talking and talking and talking. And as you talk, then you understand the walk is much easier when you're talking. But those people who never talk, then the 9 to 5 job is waiting for them. But since I'm actually talking, I'm running for my dream right now. I'm just running and running and running. And I understand I just keep talking and talking and talking, and I never lose when I talk. I never lose when I talk. I plan everything along the way. I can see exactly what I need to do because I'm always talking. And how do you plan life? I mean, you have to talk to plan life. I mean, the more you can talk, the better for you. Gosh, that's the whole point. I mean, the whole point is making sure that you're very successful upon what you need to do daily. And then just be able to understand that what's important daily is that you focus on your life in a way that you're growing yourself, and you're making sure that you're honest with yourself, and you're making sure that you're improving your communicational skills with people, and you're just focusing on a nice and beautiful way of courage with other people, so that they can watch you as you are doing content in front of them. And as they watch you, because it's the first time they're watching you, and somebody in terms of people from the past who have actually grew up with you may come and watch you to see how you're performing, but then they get to really see exactly your true colors in front of people, and then they say wow, or wa, and they say no matter what that you can actually lead people, and then you gain more respect because you're somebody who's helping them to succeed in some kind of way. So every single day just focus upon understanding that if you just help people for free and for free and for free, just understand that time is more valuable. So if you understand that your time is valuable, then just be able to go and reply to people who are asking you questions online. And if they're asking you questions online, then just be able to talk to them for free, because that way you win customers over this way. And people who are in your life right now have to be people who are actually much more successful. So keep a record of people, and understand that you guys have my mentors in my Instagram, and that way you guys can always see who my mentors are and where I'm actually going for information. So all the time just focus upon that individuality, where you can focus upon understanding what's going on around the world, and that way you're just focusing on yourself. So as I eat, I make sure to eat while I eat, and I make sure to just go and read something along the way while also doing content with you to be successful, because it's more about talking than eating. Because when you're talking more, then you're actually succeeding more, but eating never makes you more successful, does it? I mean, if I eat and eat and eat and eat, then eventually you become so fat. But I never become so fat, because I understand that no matter what, that I never eat that much, by making sure that I eat and drink as much as I can in a way that's helping me grow only, and never too much, by making sure I talk too much. I'm a big talker, so that way I learn very quickly. But some other people are very negative upon, let's say, big talkers, because they say, big talker, huh? Big talker. Big talker, yeah? They're very sarcastic people. In a sense, so what you do is get away from these people when you're a big talker, because they dislike big talkers. I love everything, but they make you appear and they make people appear who are in the spotlight like they're nothing or like fucking shit in life. So just get away from those people who make you feel like fucking shit, so that way you never be fucking shit like them, and that way you just go and dwell upon your life in a better way, and go and upload your content online very quickly into the nice and beautiful Mega Drive. So then you can also be able to listen to your content quickly, and you can also pause your products, and you can go and do something that helps you grow very quickly, because the whole point is making sure that you can go and dwell upon yourself to succeed is the whole point. I mean, you guys understand that to succeed is the only way. There's nothing else that you need to do in daily life other than to succeed. Alright, now those people who are willing to succeed daily are willing to make sure that they have a life. And those who have a life daily are the ones who are doing life much greater than other people. So focus on yourself and focus on making sure that you're learning the art of making sure you're successful and you're doing something greater than other people, because you deserve it, and you deserve to go on YouTube and go and check out what you want out of life, and just go and read something if you want, and just go and deliver, and make sure that you understand how to dwell upon life and what you need to do always. See guys, so what's important is understanding that if other people are giving it to you in terms of your music and what you have in terms of life, it's just because they're jealous of you. I realize now, I had somebody come up to me and say something about how they believe they're such shit people, so I just move on. I never need to be around those people who believe they're shit people, so I move on every single day. Because if they believe your content, in terms of if somebody goes up to somebody else and says that their content is shit, in terms of their music is shit or whatever it is that they say, then just understand that I understand that everybody's good, but I'm understanding that there are people out there who go to other people to strictly say that their music is shit, or that their video is shit, or that their face is shit, and that their mum is shit, and that their parents are shit, and forget those people, because they're just shit people. I mean, in a sense, so just move on. So every single day, focus upon loving your life in a way that you're learning every single art of the game all the time, and you're making sure that you can go and grow yourself all the time, to love yourself and to be positive about everything, and just reply to everything positively. I mean, if they're chucking rocks at you, then be the one who's catching the rocks. I mean, you understand? I mean, if they're throwing bullets at you, then be the one who is really helping people to find truth about what they're doing. You understand? And that way you learn very quickly upon what you need to do to succeed. But I'm understanding it's getting late over here, but I'm understanding that I want to just dwell upon making sure that my life is more successful. So I'm just unpausing my content over here to be able to upload it online. And then I understand that either way, but what's important is making sure that you grow, and also that you listen back to your content, so that you can go and dwell upon a better way. So what I want to do now is I want to quickly just go and relax. And now, do I want to listen to my music? Or actually, yep, I want to listen to my music. I want to make sure I can lay down, I can go and relax, I can go and enjoy myself in ways where I can understand I have to do some Instagram photos, but I understand I did eat a long way. I promise you, because I did eat, I understand I do feel fatigued now, in a way that I'm learning very quickly that I just do myself a favor over here, and I just go lay down and just go and enjoy myself in a way that I'm learning and growing quickly. And because I'm learning and growing quickly, I'm making sure I'm never losing time, I'm making sure I'm very quick to the notion of what I need to do. And I have plenty of time to do what I need to do, but it's much more how I feel on a regular basis. I'm making sure I'm very quick and proactive with what I'm doing. I have plenty of time to succeed. I feel nice and beautiful right now, where I can just go and lay down and just nap a bit, or just go and do something in terms of music. So I'm never looking forward to napping or sleeping, but I'm just making sure I just go over here and do some great aspects of life around my communicational skills. I'm making sure either way that I just go and get my nice and beautiful blanket over there as well, because it can get cold in here. So making sure that no matter what, I'm taking care of myself so I can do greater for myself. And every single time I focus upon understanding that I just try to get to people's skin when they're trying to, let's say, get to my skin. I then try to get to their skin in a positive way by being positive with them. And then if you're positive with people, then you always have a better opportunity to do greater than other people. So focus upon understanding that what you need to do always is win yourself over by being nice to yourself and nicer to everybody. And that way you focus upon loving yourself, because those people who hate you are the people who want to be you. I mean, they admire you to some extent, and they're just messaging you maybe anything about anything, and they may be saying or calling your music whatever it is, but they're really, really positive about you, really, because they're messaging you. And that way you can just go and dwell upon something that helps you grow. But you need to focus upon helping yourself succeed is the whole point. I mean, the whole point is just making sure that you can grow yourself in different ways and you can understand what you mean about life. And since you just understand all the time, to just focus on yourself in a way that you're growing, and you have to be growing yourself, and you have to understand that there's plenty of time to do everything. And just be that individual who speaks more about life. I mean, if you're speaking more about life, then realize this, that since I'm a music producer, I have to make music and I have to sit on the computer for 12 hours a day. I love it. Unfortunately, because I sit on the computer for 12 hours a day, I understand I have no girlfriend. I have no kids, except I. I am my girlfriend, I am my boyfriend, I am my kids, I am my baby, I am the father, I am the mother of my life. I mean, understand? But I realize, but the thing is that since I understand I have so much time, I realize it's my biggest advantage, because then I understand I have more of a life for myself and I have everything. And I'm just hanging around with my word I am, have nothing else except my word I. And because I understand I'm never feeling shame about who I am, because I understand Jesus Christ is also alone. And I understand that Jesus Christ has no kids or wife as well. But the thing is, I understand that it's never about having a wife or kids anyway. But it's more about making sure that you have more than enough to live your life in a way that you're prospering. I mean, you need to be prospering, and you need to be prospering in a way that you're learning how to speak and you're learning how to be in front of a crowd. It's the best kind of act of courage daily, to focus upon making sure you're practicing yourself in terms of your greatness, and you're practicing greatness all the time, to be able to maneuver in a way that you're maneuvering in a way that you're loving life and you're never hating other people, but you're making sure that you are dwelling upon a better way for yourself. And you're making sure anyway that you dwell upon everything that's said, and do screenshots and just go and check out people's content anyway, so you can go and dwell and be much more curious about life regardless of what's happening, because that's how I actually do life. I do life in ways that you understand that other people can never match your words. I love that. For sure, other people can never match you in terms of what you need. I mean, they say something always differently to what you need in life. I mean, yes, I mean, you can see there's tons of ways to reply to people, but they just never get it, do they? For sure, all you do is stay away from the crowd and just go your own way. But I'm understanding now, since I have this event coming up, I have to go and do a better job to promote it. And I have to be able to go today to Mounties, and I have to go and give the money, and I have to book the room. So it's $500 to have the room for 8 hours. And then I understand I just do that and I move on. And then I make sure anyway, I'm selling tickets, and eventually I make $20,000 on the door. And then I am successful. So what I want to do also is just go around Cabramatta very soon, and just go to the car parks over there, and just be able to give my content to everybody, so people can understand who I am. So I'm understanding anyway that it's a slow journey. But I'm making events around myself. I'm making events to deliver content. I'm making sure that I can go and dwell a better way. I'm making sure I have more enough peace and quiet in my life to succeed differently, to make sure I'm more than yesterday in different ways. And that way I succeed more and more, and I have more happening in my life.